Today, I'll show you how to create segments for e-commerce in Google Analytics 4. By the end of this walkthrough, you'll know how to build a segment that focuses on lead generating behavior so you can better understand which users are moving toward becoming customers and which ones you might want to exclude from your analysis. First, open your browser and go to analytics.google.com. If you aren't already signed in, log in with the Google account that has access to your analytics property. Once you're in, make sure you're looking at the correct account and property for your e-commerce site. This is important because any segments you create will apply only to the property you're working in. Next, look for the admin section. You'll find this as a small gear icon, usually in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. Go ahead and click that gear icon. The admin area is where you configure most of your property level settings, including data display options like segments. Inside the admin panel, find the section labeled Data Display. Under this section, click on Segments. This is where you'll see any segments that already exist, and it's also where you can create new ones specifically tailored to your e-commerce tracking needs. Now click on the option to create a new segment. Depending on your interface, this will typically appear as a button labeled New Segment or something very similar. Clicking this opens the segment builder where you'll define who should be included in the segment and who should be excluded. You'll notice a section for suggested segments. These are templates that Google provides to speed up the process. For e-commerce and lead-focused analysis, look for the suggested segment labeled Generate Leads and click it. This template gives you a good starting point for identifying users who are likely to become leads based on their actions. Once you've selected that, choose the option labeled New Leads. This focuses your segment on users who are displaying lead-like behavior, such as completing specific events or showing a certain level of engagement that you define. In the Include Users When section, you'll set up the conditions that describe who should be part of this segment. Click to add a parameter, then choose Other, and from that list, select Event Count. Event count is particularly useful in e-commerce because it lets you filter based on how often a user performs certain actions, such as viewing products, adding items to cart, or starting checkout. After choosing event count, you'll need to select a condition. This might be something like greater than, equal to, or less than. Pick the condition that matches the behavior you're targeting. For example, you might only want users who have triggered a certain event more than once. Next, enter the number that matches that condition. For instance, if you chose greater than, you might enter 2 to focus on users who have completed that event more than 2 times. This number helps you distinguish casual visitors from more engaged potential leads. Then select the time period that this condition should apply to. You can choose a window like the last 7 days, 30 days, or another time frame that fits your reporting goals. Time period settings are important because they determine whether you're analyzing short-term behavior or longer-term patterns. When you've configured those options, click Apply. This will lock in your include conditions so you can move on to refining the segment further. Now, move to the Exclude Users When section. Here you can add parameters for every condition that should remove users from this segment. For example, you might exclude users who have already completed a purchase or those who performed an action that disqualifies them as leads. Add parameters here in the same way. Define what to exclude, set conditions, and ensure they align with your business logic. Once you're satisfied with both your include and exclude rules, look for the Save button and click it. Your new e-commerce focused lead segment is now created and ready to use in your reports and explorations, giving you clearer insights into how potential customers behave on your site.